Most people aren't aware, but there's a small country in South America quietly preparing to shake up the global energy industry in a way few saw coming. That country is Guyana. Traditionally celebrated for its vast, untouched rainforests and extraordinary biodiversity, Guyana is now transforming into a major energy player, poised to become one of the world's leading exporters of oil and gas. This dramatic shift sounds like the plot of an epic movie, yet it's unfolding in real time, driven by one of the biggest names in the energy sector, ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil's ambitious project, an investment of around $1 billion, called the Wales Gas Pipeline, is at the heart of this transformation. This isn't just about pumping oil anymore. It's about carving out a new role for Guyana in the booming liquefied natural gas, LNG, market. If you want to understand how this small nation is gearing up to become a petro superpower and why it matters to the future of global energy, you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button because the story behind Exxon's vision and the Wales Gas project is fascinating, and the implications are huge. How did Guyana go from rainforest to energy giant? Let's rewind a bit to see how Guyana's journey began. For decades, Guyana's global identity was tied to its natural beauty, the endless forests, the wildlife, and its relatively untouched environment. Energy was not what came to mind. That all changed in 2015 when ExxonMobil announced an incredible find in the offshore Stabroek Block, a massive deep-water oil reserve. It was one of the largest discoveries in recent history, and it catapulted Guyana into the spotlight almost overnight. Since that moment, Guyana's oil production has surged at an astonishing rate, making it one of the fastest-growing oil producers worldwide. Investors poured in, infrastructure began to develop rapidly, and the country's energy landscape started to shift dramatically. But here's the interesting part. While oil remains the headline, ExxonMobil is looking even further ahead. Their real game plan involves natural gas, specifically associated natural gas that comes up with oil during drilling. And that's where the Wales Gas project comes into play. You might ask, why is natural gas suddenly the star of the show? After all, fossil fuels often get a bad reputation. But natural gas stands apart. It's widely recognized as the cleanest of the fossil fuels. In today's world, where the urgency to reduce carbon emissions is greater than ever, natural gas is seen as the key bridge fuel. What does that mean? It's the transitional energy source that helps move economies away from dirtier fuels like coal and oil toward renewables such as wind and solar. Demand for natural gas is rising faster than any other fossil fuel, largely because it burns cleaner and produces fewer greenhouse gases. But raw natural gas is tricky to transport over long distances. That's where LNG, or liquefied natural gas, comes in. By cooling natural gas until it becomes liquid, LNG can be shipped efficiently across oceans, connecting gas-rich producers to consumers worldwide who don't have local gas resources. ExxonMobil's pipeline is designed to tap directly into this growing global LNG market. Guyana isn't just sitting on oil anymore. It's positioning itself as a vital supplier of cleaner energy solutions. What exactly is the Wales Gas project? Let's break down the Wales Gas project in detail because it's crucial to understanding why Guyana's energy future looks so promising. The project involves constructing a massive pipeline system with an investment totaling about $1 billion. This pipeline's main job is to transport associated natural gas found alongside oil in offshore fields, from production points in the Stabroek Block to an onshore processing facility in the town of Wales, Guyana. Why is this pipeline so important? For starters, it stretches roughly 100 kilometers, or about 62 miles, crossing both offshore waters and land. This scale makes it one of the largest gas infrastructure projects in the Caribbean and South American region, signaling a significant leap forward for Guyana's energy sector. From an environmental perspective, the pipeline will help reduce gas flaring, a common practice where associated gas is burned off as waste during oil extraction. Flaring releases harmful greenhouse gases and wastes valuable resources. By capturing and transporting this gas instead of burning it, the project will turn a pollution problem into a profitable energy source, helping Guyana align with global climate goals. Economically, this pipeline is a game changer. It allows Guyana to diversify beyond oil exports and tap into the fast-growing LNG market, which experts predict will expand dramatically by 2030 and beyond. LNG exports could soon become a major pillar of the country's economy, providing new revenue streams and job opportunities. The term Petro Superpower might sound like industry jargon, but it's worth understanding because it captures Guyana's rising influence. A petro superpower is a nation that holds significant sway over global energy markets, not just by producing vast quantities of oil and gas, but by shaping how energy flows around the world and influencing international policies. Guyana's enormous offshore reserves initially put it on the map, but the Wales gas project elevates the country to a new level. By entering the LNG export market, Guyana is not only expanding its energy portfolio, but also gaining strategic access to multiple global regions. Here's what this means in practical terms. LNG from Guyana can be shipped to buyers across North and South America, Europe, and even Asia. This broad reach means Guyana is no longer a regional player, but an emerging global energy supplier. Countries worldwide are eager to secure cleaner, more reliable energy, and Guyana is positioning itself as a critical part of that future. This shift will likely bring a wave of economic benefits. Increased government revenues from oil and gas exports will enable investments in infrastructure, healthcare, education, and social programs, potentially transforming living standards throughout the country. Plus, by reducing gas flaring, Guyana will cut emissions and demonstrate leadership in responsible energy development. Together, these factors paint a picture of a country quickly rising to prominence on the world stage, ready to become a genuine petro superpower within the next decade. Where are we now? Let's bring things up to date. As of mid-2025, the Wales gas project is progressing impressively. More than half of the pipeline has been laid, despite the technical challenges of working in offshore environments and difficult terrain. The project remains ahead of schedule, with completion targeted by the end of this year. Meanwhile, ExxonMobil and its partners are advancing plans for an onshore LNG liquefaction plant near the pipeline's endpoint in Wales. This facility will turn captured gas into LNG, preparing it for export to global markets hungry for cleaner energy sources. The project also involves strong collaboration between ExxonMobil, Guyana's government, and other international energy players. This partnership ensures that local communities benefit through job creation, training, and economic opportunities, while environmental and social standards are carefully maintained. On the production front, Guyana's oil output now stands around 1.2 million barrels per day, a remarkable figure for a country that had almost no commercial oil production a decade ago. The associated gas volumes are sufficient to supply the pipeline and future LNG plant without limiting oil production growth, making the operation economically viable and sustainable. What does Guyana's energy shift mean for the world? Guyana's Wales gas project isn't just a local success story, it's shaping the global energy landscape in several powerful ways. The world's energy needs are evolving rapidly, with more countries pushing to reduce carbon footprints while maintaining reliable power supplies. LNG has become a cornerstone in this transition, and Guyana's entry into the market couldn't be more timely. Globally, demand for LNG is surging. Countries that rely heavily on coal and oil are scrambling to diversify and clean up their energy mixes. Guyana's LNG exports will help fill this growing gap, adding a stable new supply source that could ease global shortages and reduce price volatility. This additional supply is especially important in a post-pandemic world where energy security has become a major concern. Moreover, Guyana's emergence introduces new competition into an industry long dominated by giants like Qatar, the United States, and Australia. Increased competition often drives innovation and better pricing, which benefits consumers worldwide. It also encourages established players to improve efficiency and explore sustainable practices to maintain their market share. Positioned strategically near the Caribbean and South America, Guyana has the potential to become a regional energy hub. This could promote energy trade and cooperation across neighboring countries, fostering economic development and integration in the region. With improved infrastructure and connectivity, Guyana could serve as a gateway linking South American energy resources with global markets. No ambitious project comes without its share of hurdles, and the Wales gas project is no exception. Guyana faces several challenges that will test its resilience and strategic planning in the years ahead. First, there are environmental concerns. Offshore drilling and laying pipelines can disrupt fragile marine ecosystems and coastal environments. The risk of oil spills, habitat destruction, and pollution is real, so rigorous environmental safeguards and continuous monitoring are essential. Balancing economic growth with ecological preservation will be a critical tightrope to walk. Market volatility is another factor. LNG prices fluctuate due to geopolitical tensions, supply-demand imbalances, and shifts in global economic conditions. Guyana will need to navigate these ups and downs carefully to maintain profitability. Securing long-term contracts with reliable buyers and diversifying its customer base can help mitigate risks. Political and regulatory stability also plays a crucial role. For foreign investors like ExxonMobil, consistent policies, transparency, and good governance are key to confidence and continued investment. Guyana's government must ensure a stable environment where regulations protect both investors and citizens while fostering sustainable development. Finally, infrastructure demands are enormous. Constructing an LNG liquefaction plant, port facilities, and pipeline network requires massive capital and technical expertise. Managing such a complex project calls for strong project management, local workforce development, and partnerships with experienced global players. Despite these challenges, ExxonMobil's vast global experience, combined with Guyana's commitment to responsible development, forms a solid foundation. With careful planning and collaboration, the project's benefits can far outweigh the risks. Looking ahead, the Wales Gas project is likely just the first chapter in Guyana's expanding energy saga. Industry analysts forecast several exciting developments on the horizon. Additional offshore oil and gas discoveries are anticipated, which could boost Guyana's reserves and production capacity further. With growing reserves, the country can scale up operations and increase its global energy influence. LNG capacity is expected to grow alongside production. As global demand for cleaner energy sources rises, Guyana will likely expand its liquefaction facilities and export infrastructure to meet this opportunity. This growth could turn the country into one of the key LNG exporters worldwide. At the same time, Guyana recognizes the importance of sustainability and is beginning to invest in renewable energy sources. Hydro, solar, and wind projects are on the radar, offering a way to diversify the energy mix and reduce the carbon footprint. Balancing fossil fuel wealth with green investments is vital for long-term economic and environmental health. The revenue generated from oil and gas is also poised to spark significant national development. Infrastructure improvements, better education and healthcare systems, and enhanced social programs could transform living standards, helping Guyana become a more prosperous and resilient nation. Guyana's journey from a quiet rainforest nation to an emerging energy powerhouse is a compelling narrative that challenges traditional ideas about who can shape the future of energy. It shows how strategic vision, bold investment, and natural resource wealth can combine to change a country's destiny. The Wales Gas project is more than just infrastructure. It represents a shift towards cleaner energy, economic diversification, and a new role for Guyana on the world stage. This story highlights the changing dynamics of global energy, where emerging markets play increasingly vital roles in supplying the fuels that power modern life. As energy markets become more complex and climate concerns intensify, Guyana's example will be watched closely. Its ability to balance growth with sustainability, navigate geopolitical challenges, and invest in its people could serve as a model for other resource-rich countries. Guyana's rise as an energy powerhouse is more than impressive, it's historic. From dense rainforests to global oil and gas markets, the nation has embraced opportunity with bold strategy and international collaboration. The Wales Gas project isn't just about extracting energy. It's about reshaping the future of global supply, environmental responsibility, and regional development. As this transformation continues, Guyana stands as a model of how small nations can make a massive global impact. If you found this breakdown insightful, hit the like button, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world.